Hey everybody, Joe Dog. Lewis Lee is a little under the weather tonight, so we're not really going to throw any news reports out because we've seen enough news this week. Let's go ahead and start bringing in the crew. There's Skunk, we got Dan, Heather, and John. Hey guys.
Nice glasses, Skunk.
Were these on here before?
Have you? I've not. I don't remember seeing those actually.
Yeah, these are. I got these because I found these at a gas station and I bought them.
Yeah, okay. Yes, I remember you saying.
Or no, it wasn't a gas. It was Walmart. I bought these at Walmart, and the reason I did was because they got the design on them is it's comic book frames.
Yeah.
And I bought them to make Brian Morris jealous.
Oh,
and he said, and he did. He replied. He said, "Yes, I am." And
I do remember that. Okay.
And I do have a little quick announcement. Stupid O'Clock is also part of now a part of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, which is a bunch of shows, and we'll bring those up in a little bit.
Yeah, you got Brian's 2 shows, and then there's that other guy. I don't remember.
Yeah, Ted Davies.
Oh, was it Ted Davies?
Yeah.
I thought it was somebody else.
Yes, Ted Davies. TED Talk, Tuesdays at 10 a.m. But
so
yeah.
The TED Talk's at Tuesdays at 10 a.m.?
Yeah.
So at 10 a.m. you can do the TED Talk, and when the TED Talk's over, you can immediately switch over to your stream at 12.
Yeah, at 12:05.
And do the lunchtime.
Lunchtime.
It really is a network. It's like one show after another.
Yeah. Eventually it'll get to where we'll run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
That's going to be terrifying.
Hey, Carly, how are you doing? Thank you for tuning in.
And
Brian K. Morris gave us a thumbs up.
Yay.
But yeah,
you sure it's a thumb?
Yeah. Here, let me make it easy on you. Just pick one. Let's see.
So we don't have our Stupid O'Clock logo anymore because we now have the Rising Tide Broadcast Network logo.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, we need to mix the two together just for the show.
Well, if Joe Doc sends me that Rising Tide logo, I will.
It will head that way. And Brian says he's headed out the door to get a pair of glasses just like Skunk's.
Well, if you can find them, Brian, if you can find them, they're at Walmart. If you can find them, brother, do it.
Yeah. But yeah, I there is a bee in my bonnet today.
Oh, the Lowe's. Yes.
Lowe's.
I didn't do it.
No,
Lowe's.
You didn't do it. No.
Evidently, Lowe's doesn't want your money when you're trying to buy an appliance. Went down to the Lowe's on Highway 153 in Chattanooga, Tennessee, to buy a washing machine because our washing machine died the day after Christmas. So when we heard we were getting stimulated, I thought, thank you, Lord. Now we can afford a washing machine instead of a laundromat. So I go to buy a washing machine. I went to American Freight, which used to be Sears Outlet, which is just right next to it. But the cheapest thing they had in stock right then was $800 for a washing machine. I don't care that it's, Wi-Fi enabled. I don't need a washing machine that's Wi-Fi enabled, that I can operate with my Alexa.
No, wait a minute.
What?
If you got one that was Wi-Fi enabled, you could do your laundry while you're doing the show.
Hey, Joe.
Yeah.
I heard her go off, by the way.
Yeah. She's close by.
You need to unplug her, I swear.
No.
Happens all the freaking time.
But they didn't have one, so I go to Lowe's. I walk into Lowe's. Of course, I was masked and kept my distance from everybody. But not once. I walked past a group of Lowe's employees who never even acknowledged I was in the store. I go all the way back, and appliances in the back of the store. So you've had to walk through the store. You've had to walk past employees.
Mm-hmm.
there's a guy sitting in the appliance at the computer, registering everything, doing whatever.
Yeah.
And I mean, I must have timed it just perfect. He got done and he looked up at me and started to walk away. Never said a word to me. And then I said, could you sort of point me to where your low-end washing machines are? I don't have much money, but I'm going to buy a washing machine today. He said, we got that there and we got this one over here. And he walked off. So I checked both the washing machines out. I said, okay, I'm going to grab this one here. So I finally decide which one I want. I start looking for the guy to tell me if it was in stock. Couldn't find him. I couldn't find anybody. I walked up to, sort of walked towards one employee, looked up at me, turned around, went the other direction. That was it. I was pissed.
Did you push the doorbell?
I shouldn't have to push the doorbell after I've talked to an employee.
Let me tell you, Joe, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to tell you right now, your first mistake.
Yeah.
Going to Lowe's.
Well, let me finish.
You don't go to Lowe's. It's the Nick Offerman thing, man. It's what's his name on Parks and Rec? What's that guy's name on Parks and Rec? That Nick
I don't know.
I don't remember his name either. But it's that if you're in Lowe's, if you're a male, all right. No offense to any girls out there, but if you are a dude and you're in Lowe's, they don't bother you unless they think you're shoplifting, because they figure you're the kind of person who knows what you're talking about. You're that guy. I know more than you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I finally get mad. And as I walk out the door, I said, well, since y'all don't want my money, I'm going to Home Depot. And this little old lady comes up and says, what's your problem? What's your problem? I told her the problem. She says, well, I don't understand why he did that. Let me go talk to him. I said, go talk to him all you want. I'm out of here. I won't talk to him again. So I went to Home Depot, which is pretty much on the back side of Lowe's.
Yeah.
I walked in the door and first thing is, hey, how are you doing? Welcome to Home Depot. I said, hey. I said, I'm going to buy a washing machine. She goes, oh, okay. It's in you know where it is? Yeah. As I walk past the paint counter, hey, how you doing? I'm doing good. I walk up to the, the thing, but the guy's working on, he's ringing up, on the computer working with somebody and goes, looks up at me, says, be with you in just a second. Then picks up the phone, calls somebody, says, I got somebody up here and I'm working on something else. Can you come take care of them? 2 minutes later, this lady walks up and she says, are you interested in buying a washing machine? I want this one right here. You got any in stock? She goes, I don't know. And she looks up at him and he goes, which one? She goes, Amana. Yeah, we got, and told her exactly where it was. She says, let me get somebody, go up to the pro desk, and we'll bring it up. Awesome. 30 minutes from the time I walked through the door, 30 minutes from when I got in my car at Lowe's to I'm pulling out from under the shed at Home Depot, I had a washing machine. Lowe's can
I've got to say,
what?
I've got to say, I have had and continually have the exact opposite experience with Lowe's and Home Depot in Athens. At Home Depot, you walk in, you are ignored. At Lowe's, you can't take 3 steps through the door without 4 people asking you if they can help you.
I have the exact same thing that Joe's talking about.
Everybody, for just a minute. Everybody, just a minute, please. Don't say anything. The hell is that noise coming from?
John, are you sharpening a knife?
Yes. It's gone now. Now that we're all quiet.
I still hear it.
Skunk, it's yours. No, it's not Skunk. I saw you've muted everybody. It's Dan.
Dan, it's something on your end.
It's his
Well, I don't-
headpiece.
Oh,
It's his beard
your
scratching
mic
his
is rubbing your
microphone.
beard.
The microphone's against your beard, brother.
Okay.
well, Heather was complaining about an echo.
Okay.
How's that?
Hey, Malcolm, how you doing?
While he was sitting there talking, it was driving me up a freaking wall. What the hell is that noise?
Yeah. I was trying to
Well,
figure
You know,
out.
I should have recognized that because I used to do that in the military with the boom mics while you're riding the vehicles. It would do that.
Oh, but yeah.
That was
right.
killing me. I'm sorry.
Now, do I still have the echo though?
No.
It's not noticeable enough to say, hey, you need to fix it.
Yeah.
It's just there. You sound like you're in a tunnel.
Yeah. Well, and Brian Morris says, don't get him started on Lowe's delivery. Had I gone through, had to go, if I had to wait on delivery from that kind of service, I wouldn't get it till spring.
I do want to tell you. I do want to tell you, like I said, I believe that your first problem was that you went to Lowe's.
Yeah.
And it really, when it comes down to me saying that, I'm not saying that Home Depot is any better. I find that
Yeah.
you go to Lowe's or Home Depot, oftentimes, like I said, being a dude walking into one of those stores, they do that Nick Offerman thing. They're just like, that guy obviously is a guy. He's in a hardware store. He knows what he's looking for. We don't need to bother him, right? However, if you walk into Best Buy,
Yeah.
you're gonna get swarmed by, especially if you walk in. If you tell somebody, if you tell the guy at the front desk, he says, like, what can we help you with today? As soon as you walk in the door, the guy's like, hey, how you doing? What can we help you with today? And you say, I need a washer and dryer. You will get swarmed because people are going, a washer and dryer? This guy wants to buy a washer and dryer? That's a huge sale.
Yeah.
If nobody in appliances is available, I'll take that. I'll take that call because that's money.
That's a bump.
When I worked there, we didn't work on commission. So you don't get, it's not like you make extra money,
Yeah.
right? But that goes on your file that you sold that, right? Yeah. That means that if you have that big of a sale one day, right? Then the next day you don't sell anything, it all evens out.
Yeah. So you sort of got a quota to sell?
Yeah.
Okay.
We work at Best Buy, yeah. They don't do commission.
And see,
if
I can't get out of that store without having somebody help me because everything that I want in that store is in a locked case.
And if you like right now, like with COVID restrictions and stuff like that, they're just helping customers and sending them straight up to the front. They're just like, we don't want nothing. You can request specifically, like if you're doing something that they ring you up, or if you're doing something that they need to get credit for specifically, like a credit card application, they'll ring you up. But most of the time, it's like, here's the item, please go to the front of the store. Or we have the item, we're taking it to the front of the store because of COVID restrictions, but they will take care of you. They will put their numbers on it, all that other stuff they're supposed to do when they work there. Outside of that, they'll just ring you up normally.
The one here in Murfreesboro is back at curbside only.
If you also, this is another thing too, if you want to know the truth of the system, and I haven't worked there in over a year. I'm sure my NDA is cleared by now. It's been like several years since I worked there, but the only employees that work at Best Buy that work on commission are the ones that work in the Magnolia Design Center, and that is because the Magnolia section is where the really high dollar items are. Those guys that work at Magnolia are the guys that get the biggest sales anyway.
Oh, yeah.
You got to remember, Magnolia stuff is like $10,000 speakers.
Yeah.
And that's for two.
Yeah. Chip and Joanna are very good marketers. I will put it that way.
Hey, Pike is here.
Hey, John. Hey, John. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, you just missed my rant about Lowe's. Oh. And then we had...
But you can watch it again.
Yeah,
on the replay.
Yeah. And Skunk, did you say you had something? We said save it for the show, or who said? We're talking about.
No, there was the one thing I was going to talk about on Thursday, but I didn't get back until late, so I was going to save it for tonight.
Okay.
Because you were talking about NASCAR when you were on Clever Title Pending, which if you guys want to see Clever Title Pending, is go to the Rising Tide Brian Cambora's YouTube page. You can watch that on replay, or I'm sure you can also watch it on Brian's Facebook or no, he just does Facebook and YouTube, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's also on the Rising Tide Publication Facebook page.
That's true. If you go back and watch that episode of Clever Title Pending, Joe Dog was talking about that he likes NASCAR, and I threw a couple comments in there about about NASCAR stuff, and Brian had made the assumption that I don't like NASCAR, but I do. I loved NASCAR. Not so much of a big fan anymore.
Yeah.
But like you pointed out to him, I come from a family of gearheads. In fact, dude, with the new laptop, I hooked it up to the TV, loaded up enhanced Grand Theft Auto 5, which is better than the version my dad has. Oh, he's having a ball. We discovered that if you steal a pickup truck that has a boat on a trailer and you back that trailer into the water, the boat will disconnect. You can jump in the boat and drive off with it. It's making us so happy because that's not in the 360 version. You don't get trailer boats or boats on trailers in that one, so it was pretty neat to find that out. I showed that to him. He was like, I didn't know you could do that. I learned something today, so that was pretty fun. But I showed him all different modifications you could do to the cars and stuff, and we were stealing semi trucks and driving them around. It was great. We our buddy Joe, not this Joe, but Joe that lives with us, Joe Ryan. We put him in we gave him a semi truck with a trailer. It was a tanker because he works for highway transport. That's all he does all day is when he was driving. He's currently on hiatus because of his medical conditions, but he drove a tanker truck. We put him in a tanker and let him drive down the road. That was fun. He doesn't know how to play the game, so he's just running into everything until he blew the truck up. Or no, he put the truck in the ocean. That's what he did. He put the truck in the ocean. We were laughing. Me and my dad were cracking up. We filmed it, put it on Facebook. But no, about NASCAR. I got a great story about NASCAR. My father, being a truck driver, had pulled into a truck stop. I don't remember what truck stop he was at. I don't remember what city it was in. My dad pulls into his truck stop. He's just going in there to get a cup of coffee and stuff. He's about to continue his run home, right? He's on his way home from whatever yard he had just stopped at. He's at the truck stop. And he hears the CV going off while he's sitting there. He's just getting his coffee ready. And I think he probably got like a burger or something at the restaurant inside of the truck stop. And CV starts going off. This guy is coming in hot. I need to know if the shop is open at this truck stop. And this is the one my dad's at. And the people at the truck stop, they come back on the CV and they're like, oh, no, there's nobody here. It's like, you've got to get somebody here. It's an emergency. You've got to get somebody here. My truck is stuck in my truck is stuck in like ninth gear. Like, it's not coming out. And this engine is it's screaming mad. I cannot get it come out of. I can't get it to stop. Like it's stuck. Throttle's stuck wide open. Truck is hammered on, and it's not coming out of gear. I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out right now. I'm on the interstate. I'm doing I've got it slowed down to 60. That's as slow as I can go. The engine will not shut. I don't know what to do. And they're like, don't bring it here. He's like, nope, you're the first truck stop I've seen. I'm stopping. Yeah, I see you guys have a shop. I can see it. I saw the billboard. You got to get a mechanic out here immediately. My dad's not thinking anything of it. He's like, oh, whatever. Guy's going to get a mechanic. No. Next thing you know, here comes this truck. Big truck. Not just a regular semi. This thing's huge, right? This ain't no everyday truck. It was a big, gigantic Freightliner truck. My dad worked on. He knew Freightliners because he owned several. And it's pulling a race trailer. My dad can't see what the trailer says on the side of it, the truck stop, It But he's got this big race trailer. This thing's huge. It's obviously a big car hauling race trailer for something, right? Comes barreling into this place, slams on the brakes. Everything's locking down. The engine's right. It's going nuts. This thing's trying to go. He's got a foot held down on the brake. He's got the parking brake applied. It ain't going nowhere, but this engine's going crazy. My dad's like, well, it's going to blow up if I don't do something about it, because this driver obviously has no clue what to do. Dad jumps out, goes running over to the truck, immediately goes behind the truck, pulls both battery cables at the same time, just bam, off the first battery, bam, off the second battery. He's just yanking them off. The driver's like, what the hell are you doing? And my dad said, I'm saving your damn job. That's what I'm doing. And he runs over to the truck, pulls out two of the I can't remember what they are, glow plugs. Pull two of the glow plugs off, right? So now this thing's it's sucking air, and it just boom, 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 done, right?
Run away. That diesel ran away on him.
Well, he goes, Did you break it? Dad goes, no, it's shut off now. Let it cool off. We'll put it back together. Well, now tell me what happened. So I was going down the road. He starts going on about all the stuff that had happened. He goes, okay. And to find out what had happened was the shift handle came up out of the transmission. And it disconnected completely. So it's stuck in gear. He couldn't gear down. And because he couldn't gear down, the engine was just like, fuck it, we're going. Oh, no, Brian. Sorry, Brian. We'll catch the show on the replay, brother. Have a good night.
Hey, yeah. Thanks for tuning in, Brian.
So my dad sits there and he pulls the boot, the rubber boot off the bottom of the transmission, or the not transmission, but the gear lever, puts it back into place, locks everything down, puts the cotter pin back in, so it's all in place again, and it's ready to go. Replaces all the battery cables, and then puts all the parts on the engine they took off back on, and it goes to there. It starts it up, and it's running again. The guy's like, "Thank God you were here." He's like, "Are you the mechanic?" And he's, "No, that's my truck right over there." Points at his silver truck. His silver truck, purple, black, the big Wile E. Coyote on the side, the Volkswagen emblem on the front. He's like, "That's my truck right over there." And he goes, "You're just a driver?" And he goes, "Well, hell, I've been working on these things since the 80s. I know what I'm doing." And the guy's like, I have no money. I can't pay. He's like, "Don't pay me, dude. You're good." He's like, "No, you don't understand, dude. You just saved my job. You didn't just save my job. You saved a bunch of other people's jobs too. You don't understand." And the guy takes out a flashlight, shines it up on the side of the truck. Number 18, Bobby Labonte. He was on his way to Atlanta, going to Atlanta Speedway for a race that weekend. He had to have the truck there. This is Thursday night. He had to have the truck there the next day.
6 a.m.
Thursday night going into Friday morning. He had to have the truck there the next day. It's only a couple hours away, but because they're in like Alabama or something, right? And he can't get there because of this whole entire situation. If he couldn't get the truck fixed until the morning, he was screwed. He was absolutely screwed. Because the truck had to be there that morning for inspection and everything else so they could do qualifying that afternoon, or Bobby wasn't going to be in the race. So my dad just saved everybody, including Bobby Labonte, and Bobby doesn't know the story. The guy goes, "I got to pay you something, man. I got to show my thanks. Like, I will feel so bad." My dad's like, "Don't worry about it." He goes, "I've got merch."
Okay.
So this guy loaded my dad down with T-shirts, hats, everything. My dad's giving this shit away. He don't care. He knows it's whatever. He's a dealer car guy, right? But he comes home and he saved one piece of merchandise for me, right? He gave me a big old Interstate Batteries Bobby Labonte cap, baseball cap. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. I think so. Watched the race that weekend. Bobby Labonte won. I was like, he's my new favorite racer. Because my dad made that happen. I was like, Bobby Labonte only won that race because my dad was there to face that. And the best part about it was my dad was telling me was that this guy was sitting there while he was working on the truck going, of course, it had to be today. It had to be today because after this race, I'm getting a new truck. because the truck was like 10 years old. He was about to get a brand new one. This was the last. It was the last run, going from like Texas or wherever they were to Atlanta. Was the last run with this truck before he got the brand new one. And so it was like my dad was the last ditch effort of this guy getting his run done, and it was so. My dad made it so that Bobby Labonte won that race. And he didn't win the Winston Cup that year, though. He didn't.
It was March 7th, 2003 that he did that.
How did you know?
Because he went and looked it up.
Bobby won that race. The only Atlanta race he won was March 10th, 2003.
Wow. I'm glad you looked that up. That's really cool. Yep, that was exactly the year. Because I was a junior in high school. That's so cool, man. Did you look that up?
Google is your friend.
Yep.
Were they still Winston? Were they 2003? Were they Winston Cup or were they?
Yeah, they were Cup. No. I think they were still Winston.
I think they're still Winston until I graduated high school. Then I went to Nextel, and then after that, they went to.
Yeah, the cars got the Winstons. Well, actually, yeah, because he went to Pontiac. Gibbs went to Pontiac's in 2004.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was the Winston.
No,
after the 2003 season. So that was the last Winston Cup. Yeah.
No, they went to the Toyotas in 2004. They went from Pontiacs to the Monte Carlos Okay, wait, no. They went to the Monte Carlos, then they went back to the Pontiacs, and then when Pontiac dropped out when 2008, the car debacles, Pontiac shut down and Gibbs went to Toyota. So, okay. But 2003 was when that happened. What do you? Is that Irish chocolate milk?
Yes. Yes, it is. In the standard Pelicon glass.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember in 2003, the 2003 it was the 2003 series. I don't remember who won. Let me look it up real quick. Matt Kenseth.
Yeah, Matt Kenseth. Yeah, he was
Jimmy Johnson was second. Dale Earnhardt Jr. was third.
Yeah.
I remember that that wasn't the doubt. Bobby won in 2000.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, it was a super cool moment for me, man, and I became a fan of him for a little while, and then after that, I just went back to being a fan of Earnhardt Jr. until he left for Hendricks Motorsports, which was, I felt like a real slap in his face to his daddy because he left DEI to go join fucking Jeff Gordon's team. What the hell?
What the hell? You know why? You really want to know why?
I think I know why. It begins with the color green.
No.
And ends with $100 bills.
Well, partially, but when he went to claim his share of Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, Teresa Earnhardt says you're an employee.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. His stepmom says all you are is an employee and a driver. Don't tell me how to run my business.
I have some thoughts about that. I think I'm just going to keep them to myself because I don't want to be that guy. But I haven't watched I haven't watched NASCAR in a really, really long time, honestly.
I haven't either. I kind of lost interest in it when Bill Elliott retired. There was nobody else that thrilled me. So I just kind of drifted away.
What is that thing that they started doing? They started doing something weird with the races. Where, like, you know,
Stage racing.
Yeah, what is that? I didn't understand that. That confused the crap out of me.
It's a mini race within the race. Yeah, but yeah,
apparently, if you're doing like a 400,
yeah,
right, and it's something weird where like you only have to, if you could stay in first for so many, so you can stay in first for so many laps, then you win, or something. It was
no,
really weird. I get confused on the rules.
A 400 lap race, 125, 125, and then a 250. If you're leading at the 125, first 125 or second 125, you get an extra 10 points. But now I remember what our other topic was.
The whole point system screwed me up. Whole point system with NASCAR screwed me up.
Yeah.
That was another thing too. It used to be if you won, that was your point, and so if you came in first, you got 40 points. If you were DNF, you got 0 points. That's how it worked. If you were, and that's how they would do it. If you got more wins than anybody else, if you got more first, seconds, and thirds than anyone else, at the end of the series, you were the damn champion, and they gave you the champagne bottle and the trophy. That's how it fucking worked. They started this whole weird point system thing. Got so confusing. Yeah, it was like trying to figure out how NASCAR worked after 2005, 2006. Trying to figure out how NASCAR worked when they started introducing that whole new point system thing. Yeah, it's like reading stereo instructions. Yeah. Oh, Lydia got an A on the math test.
Well, now I remember what our other topic that we said let's save till the end, till end of the show. What happens if a zombie bites a vampire?
That was it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Who wins?
It was a pre-show question that got brought up.
Yeah. What happens if a zombie bites the vampire? Does the vampire become a zombie?
No. I can explain.
Okay.
Okay. Now, in any generalization of what a vampire is, generally one of the things that they always talk about is that they are undead. Already undead. You can't become undead. Undead. Yeah. Two wrongs.
You can't become extra undead.
Yeah. You can't become undead.
That would be alive again.
Now, the reason why that a vampire is considered undead is because you see this trope in a lot of vampire media is that they don't have true flowing blood anymore. That's why they got sucked. That's what I was thinking. So if you cut a vampire, like if you slice a vampire's arm open or something, they won't bleed. Or if they do bleed, it'll ooze out. It doesn't come out like normal. Their blood's very coagulated and stuff like that. That's why they're all pale and nasty looking and shit. Unless you're freaking Edward, in which case, whatever. I don't really give a crap about your version of vampires anyway.
If you sparkle, you're not a vampire.
For the most part, because of that, as Malcolm was pointing out, vampires are immune to diseases. So anything that's transmitted through, say, a bite wouldn't work. Vampires cannot contract rabies. They cannot contract COVID-19. They cannot contract zombieism.
Or smallpox, or a dozen other things.
And on the flip side, by the way, if a vampire bites a zombie, the same problem. Zombies, right, don't have a normal nervous system anymore. There's nothing. Blood. Yeah, the blood is all nasty and pus-filled and disgusting, and it's the vampiric bite is not going to have any effect on them.
Zombies like live human flesh, not dead human flesh.
That's another thing too. A zombie wouldn't bite a vampire, but a zombie wouldn't bite a vampire. But at the
that'd be one hell of a fight.
We are discussing a hypothetical here.
Mhm.
It's the same thing as asking like who would win in a fight, Goku or Superman. They don't exist in the same universe. Technically, it's sort of like thinking about like the multiverse theory, like Rick and Morty and stuff like that. Goku is just Japanese Superman. You know, comes to Earth as a baby, gets raised by human parents, becomes a superhero, flies around the world, and saves the day. He's just Japanese Superman. Goku is just what happens if instead of landing in Smallville, you know, he lands in
Osaka.
well, whatever the name of the freaking town from Dragon Ball is. I don't know. Tokyo.
Yeah. Well, Dan, vampires do sparkle. All
When they're-
vampires.
Yeah, about 20 seconds before they burst into flames.
Yeah. In the sunlight.
You know, Forever Night got that right. They had one thing where one episode where one of them was running upstairs in daylight to try and save one of her friends, and she started smoking, and her clothes caught fire. She finally got through the apartment door and into the dark, and everything went out. But it's just one of those things where you go, okay, that's a cool concept there.
There's two vampire bursting into flames because of sunlight things that I absolutely truly love and adore from pop culture. One is Near Dark. At the end of the movie, when Lance Hendrickson's character and I forget her name, but she played like Vasquez and stuff like that. And, she played John Connor's mom, you know, or stepmom rather. She didn't play Sarah Connors.
Goldstein.
Yeah.
Gina Goldstein.
When they're holding hands, they're burning up. They're inside the station wagon that has all the duct tape on the windows and shit, but it's too late. Like there's too much light. They hold hands and are like, we're going out in a blaze of glory. They're driving down the road as they both burst into flames while they're driving at the station wagon blows up. That was cool. And then you have Homer running down the road. Just it fully engulfed. I've never seen a kid do a fire stunt before until that movie. Like, holy crap, that's awesome. And then the other one, and unfortunately, it wasn't it depends on how you look at it. Anyway, it was the end of one of the seasons of True Blood, right?
Okay, I got a different one.
The season before the last season, when they really jumped the shark, holy crap, bad, right? One of the last scenes that they show is all the vampires have been using fairy blood to be able to walk out in the sunlight, but it starts to wear off. And when they realize it starts to wear off and they don't have the glow anymore that they had before, they realize, okay, test it out. We can't walk in sunlight anymore. Everybody needs to get indoors quickly. The problem is that they've talked about it they're all there when this happens. They've all realized it's happening. Eric Northman has skipped off somewhere.
He's up in the Alps.
He's in the Alps.
He's naked, lying in the snow, getting a suntan.
Nude sunbathing. He's even got one of those metal
the metal reflectors.
Yeah, the reflector. And it's this moment of him going like, huh? As he starts bursting into flames, and then the camera cuts to black, and you're like, "Oh god!"
That was how they ended the season. Was him up the snow-covered mountain.
The problem is where they should have ended the season. They should have ended the season right there and continued with that storyline in the very next episode of the next season. But instead, they did that 6 months later thing where it's like, "Oh hey, look, all the vampires that got the disease from the fake True Blood are back, and also for some reason Sam Merlotte's running he's the mayor of the town now for some reason, and there's Sookie, she's dating a werewolf, and what the is going on?" They've ruined that show and all that. Oh no, Sam wasn't the mayor. No, Sam's the mayor. Bill becomes the mayor at the end of the show. I don't remember what it was. That freaking last season was
I don't know. I quit watching.
Now, there was a movie that I saw that the whole world was vampires. but they were keeping humans for blood. And some guy has found a cure.
Is it I Am Legend?
I don't know what it's called, but one scene that I remember is the way that they killed. They had all the cars, the windows blacked out on the cars so they could drive, and they drove through infrared or what it had, had cameras or whatever. But the way they punished the bad vampires is they had them chained up and they drug them out on by the hundreds, on a rope out into the sunlight.
I found the movie, by the way, Joe.
Yep.
And here's how I found it. I started typing in vampire movie with black, and as soon as I got to black, it filled it in out cars. Oh, okay. It's called Daybreakers from 2009.
Okay.
Ethan Hawke, Willem Dafoe.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. Daybreakers. The poster for this movie looks badass too.
Have you not seen it?
No, this looks awesome though.
That's one you need to check out.
By the way, when I did do that, it also I went to look at the movie poster, and when I clicked on the movie poster, it brought up Near Dark Christine, the hearse, and the car, and the Wraith. Oh, that's
the
awesome.
car. I remember
all of those movies, every single one of those movies I just mentioned had blacked out windows.
Yeah. But yeah, Daybreakers. That's a good
What was
movie.
the one in space that had the guy from the Highlander series? The vampires were on another planet. It was so far away from the sunlight didn't bother them.
The Vampire 2000?
Was it? No, that's Dracula 2000.
Dracula 2000?
But I can't remember the name of this one.
No,
What's his name? Duncan something.
No, he's Duncan MacLeod on
Right.
He's Duncan MacLeod on
Why am I looking at submachine guns?
Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna fix this. It's
and Skunk, remember I showed you the continuity error in Highlander? Sent you the video.
Adrian Paul. Adrian
that was him.
It was. Dude, I don't remember. I don't remember you sending me anything.
Where I sent you the video where
the weird cut in Highlander,
yeah. Where that 71 Chevelle turned into a 74 Valiant.
That's from the movie, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just randomly changed. It's The Breed. It was a 2001 film. It's not set in space. It's a dystopic future in which vampires are a marginalized race living in the formerly Jewish ghettos, shot in actual abandoned Jewish ghettos. And the look of the film is very much inspired by Terry Gilliam, and specifically Brazil. So, yeah. It's not that it takes place in a faraway planet. It's Earth, but it's dystopian future Earth. The Matrix thing. They blacked out the skies.
Okay.
And of course, you had
Baby girl.
was it Life Force, where they had the space vampires.
All right.
Did you do that thing I do sometimes, John, where you confuse two movies and put them together?
Probably.
And then you come up with an idea for a better movie because you put two movies together, but you'd never be able to do it.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Okay. They need to mix Grand Theft Auto and Mario Kart.
They already have. John, they already have. In Grand Theft Auto 5, there's a race mode that adds in Mario Kart style power-ups.
No, I'm talking about like you see, like Mario with an Uzi on the cover,
There's a picture.
Princess Peach crawl out across the hood of a Ferrari.
It's called Gmod.
I was going to say they did a parody in the comic VG Cats. They did a parody where it was the alternate universe. They were talking about alternate universes of of the world. Basically, because one of the characters, Leo, is an idiot. Leo did a really bad MS Paint drawing of Sonic the Hedgehog in Super Smash Brothers screenshot. It's like, see, Sonic's going to be in Smash, and the Eris, the other cat, was just like, no, like that's never going to happen. I'm sure there exists an alternate universe where all your stupid dreams come true. And he was like, you mean like Sliders? I love that show. And then it says, meanwhile, in an alternate universe, and the characters are playing a Mortal Kombat style game, but it's about them being friends that ends with a civility instead of a fatality, which was hilarious. And they start talking about the fact that instead of cats, it's 2 dogs, right? And they've switched roles. Like Leo's the smart one and Eris is the dumb one. And she's all super excited about the hot new video game that's coming out, Yoshi the Dinosaur, which looks like a John Woo movie. Yoshi's got like a do-rag and sunglasses, and he's firing off 2 Glocks at the same time. Right? It was just... I remember looking at that. I think it was great. It was making fun of the Shadow the Hedgehog game that came out years ago, because there was a Shadow the Hedgehog game that wasn't like any of the other Sonic the Hedgehog games at all. You played as Shadow, and Shadow got a gun, and you walked around and you shot people. That's what it was. It's intense. No, I like that. I mean, I like yeah, that would be. I want. They touched on it in Odyssey. And I thought that was neat. But I think an open world style Mario game would be really cool. To have like a, set it in New Donk City. Have all the make the characters actually look like Mario characters though. That whole entire like seeing actual what look like real humans right next to Mario with his weird cartoon deformities was creepy. But just have like code people like running around and stuff, and you do it Grand Theft Auto style. I think that would be pretty neat. I mean, it worked for. They did Red Dead Redemption, where you had to run around half the.
Have you seen Gmod?
Cars. I know what Gmod is.
Okay.
I'm saying official. We want official things. Look, I can use any manner of tools and modifications and stuff to make whatever kind of game that I want. It's not going to be as good as what comes out of a professional studio. Just saying.
Gmod's really good.
Look, I'm going to put it this way. All right. With the tools that are available in Second Life, I can make any character I want. I can make it as good as I want to. I can make it as detailed and as amazing and as powerful as I want. I can add all sorts of different scripting to have abilities. I can have it shoot key blasts out of my hands or have like multiple guns. I could build a mecha. I could do all sorts. I could have a car, and drive it around on the maps. You could do all of that stuff, right? And it's never, ever going to compare to what somebody could actually do if they had the license and the project and everything to be able to build an actual game. That's all I'm saying. Gmod, Second Life, and stuff like that are super cool. But at the same exact time, you run into the limitations of those engines very quickly. I'm not saying that the source engine is bad or anything. I'm just saying that like with Gmod is built, you can't do everything. You can't do stuff that's going to be and having something that's built by an actual developer that's designed specifically for that platform works a lot better. Yes, it is a lot of fun to play like the Gmod, like run away from the killer and hide sort of, asymmetric horror game. It's a lot more fun to just play Friday the 13th or Dead by Daylight. Or Among Us.
Trivia question. Well, no, not trivia, but for information purposes. Was there a game company that went by the name of Square D or something similar?
There's Squaresoft and Square Enix, or Squaresoft was a company that bought a bunch of other companies, and now they're called Square Enix. But I think Square D is something else entirely.
It could be because I know two different things.
Square D is an American manufacturer of electrical equipment that's headquartered in Andover, Massachusetts. It's a
I know that from parts at work. Yeah.
Flagship brand of Schneider Electric, which acquired Square D in 1991. Now, there is Square, though. Square is the guys that made Final Fantasy. And they also made like Kingdom Hearts and stuff like that. Since they bought all these other companies, they have other brands under their belt as well that were made by those companies. They own Hitman, they own Tomb Raider, they own Dragon Quest. So they own a whole bunch of stuff.
Well, a friend of mine who his father was an art professor at University of Georgia. I didn't ever have any of his classes, but I knew the man. He was animator and special effects for this game company that, for some reason, it's Square something or something Square. But he no longer does that. He's doing his own films and animation now.
I don't know if, let's see, because Square is a Japanese company, so I don't know if they would be hiring Americans in America. They might hire Americans if they're living in Japan. I don't think they'd be hiring Americans in America. Excuse me, in America. Unless there is a possibility that since Square did buy a lot of American brands, they did buy like Tomb Raider and Hitman, if I remember correctly, are American. They're American based, I'm pretty sure. Tomb Raider.
What kind of potato chips are those?
Or that might actually be UK. Not sure.
Barbecue.
It's possible that he worked for Square Enix. It would be pretty cool if he did.
I'm on the zero carb thing, so I'm like watching you eat those potato chips, and I'm like, oh.
One of the animations he did was a green energy ball. I mean, looked like it was basketball size, but it could have been anything. It was much better than the thing in Doom from the bazooka or whatever. But
the BFG. I mean, that's old pixel art and stuff.
Well, I mean, this would have been that era.
Would have been that era?
Yeah. I mean, this was a long time ago.
Oh, no, that would definitely not be Square. That wouldn't have been Squaresoft at all. Back then, that would be
Squaresoft. Yes, it was.
Squaresoft? It's early 90s, man. Squaresoft was Japan. I mean, they were... Well, they were barely releasing games in the United States back then. They only, at that point, I believe it only released like 3 or 4 games in the US. They weren't releasing a whole lot.
Well, I never saw any of the games. I just got to see some of the animation he was doing.
Although the whole green energy ball thing does sound like something that they would have in their games. I'm not.
Yeah.
I wonder if
I never figured out if it was a magic spell or if it was a projectile weapon or what. But I got to see it. It was really neat. Just the way it just stood there and sparked around everywhere. He's on. His name is David Nix. He's on my Facebook friends list.
You spell it with an X?
Huh?
You spell that with an
David,
X, like
N-I-X.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he may be doing music now. He may be doing videos. He may be doing animation. I just don't know. He doesn't talk much about what he's doing for a living now.
Yeah.
He's
Holy shit, I found him.
Yeah.
Holy crap. I know okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Oh, cool. Let me Give me a second. Square USA Incorporated was established in August 1995 as a high-end computer-generated imagery research and development studio integral in the productions and graphics for Square-produced games since the beginning of the 32-bit era. One of the games that he worked on, Heather, you're going to love this. He was a CGI movie and map animator, 3D animator, for Parasite Eve and Chocobo Dungeon 2. But no, he worked on Parasite Eve. That is super cool. Yeah, I found him actually on the IMDb. He also worked on a bunch of other stuff too. He worked on a bunch of movies as well. He worked on Madagascar 1 and 2, and he worked on Shrek 2 and 3.
I never played Parasite Eve.
You ever played Parasite Eve? Oh, Heather, it's right up.
No, I didn't have a PlayStation.
Oh, Heather, it's right up your alley.
I'm a Mario girl.
That would have been so.
I'm a Nintendo girl.
You would have loved Parasite Eve.
I don't play turnstile games.
You don't play what?
Turnstile games.
No, it's not.
Where you take turns in combat. Okay.
No.
That's why I never played Final Fantasy or Kingdom Hearts. Like, I'm playing Paper Mario right now. And anytime that you get into a battle, because it's not like the normal Marios and stuff where you just jump on them and it puts damage on them or whatnot. No, it's an actual, when you run into a mob, it goes into a turnstile battle mode.
Yeah.
And I don't like that.
Parasite Eve is not like that at all. Parasite Eve, to give you kind of a basic concept, this doesn't even begin to cover what this game is actually about, but I'm going to read. There you go. A massacre at Carnegie Hall leaves only a lone New York police detective and a mysterious actress alive. The 5 days that followed were a nightmare from which she could only awaken. It's intense. It's I mean, to if I was to describe it in a word, I would probably say it's anime The Thing. It's incredible. It's a really cool game. And it's set in real world places. There's an entire, I don't remember if it was in the first Parasite Eve or the second one, but there's an entire section of the game that takes place in the Chrysler Building in Chicago, and it fucking rules. It's too cool. It's a really cool game. It really is. Parasite Eve. I figured you'd love Parasite Eve.
Well, this is the story of my life. I know y'all now, but I have always known a succession of really, really cool people doing really, really cool things that I was never part of. But
well, man, that's like
I'm just kind of going here. Hey, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is, it's like, I mean, you're not alone in that. You're not alone in that. If you guys turn on the, hold on, TNT. If you guys turn on TNT on Wednesday nights, you can watch All Elite Wrestling. It's a wrestling show that's on TNT now, right? It's broadcast on TNT the way that like WCW used to be, right? And if you watch that show, you'll see this one little dude who hangs out with a couple of the other wrestlers. And when I say little dude, I mean he looks like he's 12 years old. His name's Marco Stunt, right? Marco's a buddy of mine. He's hung out down here in Chattanooga with us a bunch of times. I've drank with the man. We sang karaoke songs together. He's chopped me for fun. It's cool. He's a cool freaking dude. We hung out. He's awesome. And there was a bunch of other guys that worked for AEW at either enhancement talent roles or doing other things that are also buddies of mine. One of them just came back recently. He's back in Atlanta. I got to see him the other night. I was like, oh my God, I never thought I'd see you again, man. You're down there in Florida making an AEW money, and it's so cool. So I was like, I know those guys. That's cool. I'm literally like, you think about the 6 degrees of separation. I'm 2 degrees. I'm 2 degrees away from Cody Rhodes, which then puts me 3 degrees away from The Rock. How cool is that? Joe Dog, you have this look on your face like somebody pooped in your cornflakes.
Well, I've got a notification my show starts in 3 minutes, but my StreamYard has set for 12:05.
Huh?
Yeah. I'm just waiting for 12:05 to see.
You
What?
set your lunchtime.
No, lunchtime is set to go on Tuesday. I just got a
No.
notification we're fixing to start a show in 5 minutes.
Well, we're ready.
Or 3 minutes.
Are you sure it's not an old notification?
Um,
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't you do something where it mistook the date?
yeah, that was for the after show.
Yeah, because I'm looking at StreamYard right now, and the next scheduled show is on the 10th at 12:05 p.m., which is for you on the 10th at 1:05 p.m.
Yeah, it's showing 105 for me.
Yeah, because you guys, it shows the shows for me in Central Time.
Okay, yeah, it's supposed to be 1:05 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's saying 105 p.m.
Yeah, it's saying
Hey,
p.m.
All right, but it said that it was show was supposed to start now.
Oh,
And I just got a notification I'm live.
We could always play the opening credits again.
Hold on a minute. I'm getting notifications that I'm live. I just went live.
Well,
Go click the video and see what it is.
I'm not. I think you're getting those notifications late.
I do too.
Because if you're not, you would get those notifications. If you got those notifications, I would get those notifications, and I'm not getting those notifications.
Okay. Some Facebook's going crazy. Okay, that's just messing with my mind. I'm going. No, I'm going through everything, and it's like no.
Yeah,
Okay.
the only ones that I've got are Stupid O'Clock is live now about an hour ago, and Joe McKeel is live now about an hour ago.
Yeah.
No, I mean I just got them that I was going live.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying is that again, Joe Dog. I'm saying, and this happens with Facebook occasionally. Yeah. Especially if you don't look at the tab. If you're not looking at the tab a whole lot, if you cut back over, it'll suddenly update, and it won't update and say like, "Hey, this was an hour ago." Facebook will actually update and be like, "This is happening right now. Please pay attention to me." You know, because it didn't have that update. Yeah, Joe, I think you need one of these.
No,
need the blue ribbon in your life, brother.
That's a green ribbon.
It's calling to you.
Both of you have got it set. I don't want to hear it.
Now, what's really weird is Facebook will tell me that if I boost a Stupid O'Clock post, we could reach more people. And I'm going, wait a minute, it ain't my channel. How'd you get me on there?
Spend $20 and get $20 in credit when you boost this armchair rocket science post.
If you spend $20, I'll get $20.
Yeah, really. If I spend $20, nobody else is going to see it.
I guess y'all were moderators on the page.
Yeah, I'm a moderator on the page.
Could be.
Yeah,
I am on ARS.
God, I love that. If you guys ever watch the movies, he's done a bunch of other stuff too. But he had the Critical doing the dubs over the infomercials. You guys seen that?
Joe.
What can you do? What can you do with a knife? You can do all sorts of things with a knife. You dumb son of a bitch.
When we get in for rocket science, remind me to talk to you about Florida.
What's happening in Florida?
Nothing.
She wants to go.
It's just something that I can't talk about on screen.
She wants to go to Florida.
Oh, well.
She wants to go to Florida. She wants you to go with her. There's a place in Florida where things go.
Miami?
Am I right, Heather? Am I right?
No.
Oh, okay. Wait, you had to think about that no for a minute.
I'm concentrating.
I'm on to your tricks, Stewie.
I'm concentrating.
Yeah, you're making a very cool
Oh.
sock.
Well, I see we got three people.
Another one of these.
If you would tell us who you are and where you're commenting, watching from.
It could be a sock. It could be a sock. That could be a toe for a very large giant.
There, it focused.
I know what yarn looks like.
Jean-colored ombre yarn, and I was just like, that would make a really neat hat. So I'm making another one of these hats.
Yes.
Multicolored?
No,
in blue.
She's
Out
just
of that
using the
yarn.
denim blue color thing. I don't know. No, this is it.
But
That's
this
the
is
thing
a
about this show.
weird stitch that I'm doing. So
This show, you just had somebody leave.
sorry,
I got
my
one
fault.
viewer.
We had two people
Heather,
leave.
you shouldn't have been talking. You shouldn't have been talking about yarn, Heather. You're turning everybody off. No, they came back. Now I'm just saying that, like the Saturday show, right? The Saturday show doesn't get as many viewers as the Thursday show.
We're on so late.
It's on so late.
Yeah.
People are sleeping.
No, they're all getting partying.
No, they're sleeping. They're sleeping.
Carly,
They want to leave.
Carly, throw a like on here on the YouTube. See if it shows up here.
We want people to be sleeping. We want them to
It
be sleeping.
doesn't.
Okay. We want them to be sleeping. And the reason why we want people to be sleeping is because if they're out partying, then that means that they're going to public events and they're drinking,
They're spreading,
and smoking, and not wearing masks and spreading the disease. Y'all stay your damn asses home. A lot of people say to me, they're like, how can you guys have wrestling shows during a pandemic? We're like, first of all, we're only limiting the building to so many people. We're actually losing money every time we have one of these shows. But people come and they buy tickets and they spend extra money because they're trying to help us out. And on top of that, we social distance the seats. You can't sit together. You know,
even if you're with somebody, you got to sit 6 feet away from them.
We let families sit with each other and stuff if you're together in a group, but we separate everybody. You know, and we limit how many people come into the building. And when the Hamilton County released their new thing that said that sporting events you can the thing said you shouldn't have them, but if you're absolutely going to have them, here's the rules and restrictions, all this other stuff. Jane just went no. Like Hamilton County doesn't want us to have them. We're not going to have them. We're going to shut down our shows. We don't want to, but we don't want people getting sick either. And it's a good thing that he did that. Because it turned out that three of the wrestlers ended up contracting COVID recently. We're very worried about all three of them. We hope to have a speedy recovery.
So y'all are shut down again
for this month. Yeah.
It may be trivia, but David Weber, the writer, has just been released from the hospital for COVID, and he is
not trivial at all. Why would you say that's trivial? That's amazing. That's good news.
That's awesome.
Well,
Why'd
because
you say that's trivial.
Because not all of our audience is going to know who David Weber is.
They better.
Well, it would be nice if they did, yes.
I know who he is, but I've never read his books.
2 words. Honor Harrington. That's just...
Well,
that's just one thing that he does. He does lots of other things, too.
Now, is David Weber the leader of the, where everybody dresses up in military... steampunk military?
That is an Honor Harrington fan club. Basically, I know that is not going to be complimentary to them, but that's basically what it is. But it's based on books he wrote. Yes.
Oh, okay.
He's not the leader. He's the writer that they draw inspiration from.
Yeah, Carlene's saying about the battle bots aren't having real audience this season. Made boxes for all the contestants to watch and cheer. Make sure they wear masks out while they're out. Yeah. And David Weber's doing the what, Dan?
He just got out of the hospital.
Okay, yeah. Okay. That's
today.
That's awesome
news. Today. And Sharon, we're worried about his wife Sharon because it's a household. What one gets, the other gets too. So she has not been in the hospital. So hopefully She did not contract it, or it's one of those
It's a
things
milder
where,
case.
yeah, I think that I may be confusing this with somebody else, because I've got so many friends that have contracted it, and 2 kids in the family, whether it's David's family or somebody else's family, I don't know, have tested negative. So everything's good there. There's some other friends of mine that are also in the writing community that people from Chattanooga area conventions would know. They're also, all of them have tested negative, even though they had a close call and thought that one of them was positive. I don't think I'm having a senior moment. I'm having one of those things where I know so many people that I can't even connect the dots anymore. It's like trying to count hydrogen atoms in a universe or a galaxy. Excuse me. Had to shrink that down. Oh, and Heather, when my wife reactivates her Facebook, you should talk to her about knitting. Or I don't know if you know, y'all would have fun with that, is all I'm saying. Not that either of you need tips from the other, but you would have fun being able to talk about it.
No, brain stop, don't.
Well, the knitting stops when I go back to school, unfortunately.
No, I just had an idea for another show. The Knitting Corner. You, Cindy Kep, and a couple others.
Yeah.
Get on there and have your knitting.
Have you ever seen heavy metal competition knitting?
Is this like people with great big huge needles doing chainmail?
Something like that, but there's a heavy metal band playing, and you have so much knitting to do during this, like kind of musical knitting.
And you're rocking out while you're knitting.
Yeah.
Oh, now that would be fun.
It was pretty nifty when I saw the video of it, but
I was just like, okay, not for me. I like heavy metal. Don't get me wrong. Metal is my jam.
Oh, somebody on Facebook was talking about Hawkwind tonight, and I can't remember who it was. It was a trivia question. And all kinds of Hawkwind fans popped up and go, "Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about now." It was a fun thing. I used to think back when I first got introduced to the band back in the late '70s that no one knew about them. Then they show up on 96 Rock from Atlanta with one song that actually made the top 100 in the U.S. And I find out they actually do concerts in the U.S., but I can't go to Chicago. And now they're releasing album number 50 or something here soon. I know I've got a bunch of them, but I don't count about 20 of them because they're compilation albums, previous rearrangements of greatest hits. If you've ever heard of Motorhead, Hawkwind's bass player was Lemmy.
yeah.
And he actually, when he got fired from the band and formed Motorhead, he took a couple of the songs that he wrote with Hawkwind and performed them as Motorhead. It's an entirely different flavor, but it's still the same really cool driving bass, blow your brain, blow your mind sort of thing. Good grief. I do go on. I wonder sometimes why y'all tolerate me.
Oh,
You okay, John?
Fritz, if you watch this, you're a freaking genius.
What did Fritz do now? This is our Fritz, I do assume.
This is our Fritz, yes.
Yeah.
I can't.
Are you seeing? Okay. Is it the movie poster?
The movie poster, yeah.
I've got all that stuff turned off so I don't lag.
Yeah.
And now I have to go look.
You should.
Oh,
I got somebody who wrote on my Facebook timeline,
yeah.
want a free box. And I'm like, so I
The
commented
dumpsters are
on it,
full of them.
a free box? Like, what are we talking about? Why? I don't need a box, but
There are so many possibilities, and a few of them are actually able to be commented on.
are we talking about his cover photo?
Yeah, for an album, for a movie poster.
Not his
Well,
cover
all
photo.
that shows up
That's
is
cover photo.
this much.
No, it's cover photo. No, it's cover photo.
Not his cover photo.
It's the post he made an hour ago.
Oh, had a lot of fun making this one.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry for everybody. I don't want to post it because it is highly politically motivated, but it is funny as all get out.
I mean, wow.
Did you just see his cover photo?
I've seen his cover photo. I've seen that a bunch of times.
Oh, okay.
Only for it.
See how everything's gone. See how that? See, Joe. See, you made it awkward. You made it awkward because we all want to talk about it, but you won't let us.
I don't want to talk about it.
No, we'll get demonetized. We don't need to talk about that.
Oh,
That I had seen that earlier and did not realize it was Fritz.
yeah.
Our friend has one of the more outstanding and outrageous senses of humor, and I love him to death.
We love him madly for it.
Truly, madly, deeply, yes. Damn. Now the stuff that my wife and I listen to when nobody's around, coming back to haunt me.
What, Savage Garden?
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
that the
I mean,
exact.
he quoted the song. That's why I was.
Yeah,
like,
really. I mean, about half a
I
dozen.
have that
Savage
album
Garden-
somewhere.
About half a dozen Savage Garden songs come up. Lindsay and I stand up and dance. I mean, I swear, we've been married for 15 years, but we still get up and dance when our songs come on. Okay, now that one's legitimate. That is the after show.
Yeah.
I just had a ping, even though it was silent.
You heard it, we didn't.
Well, it came through the headset, but it was very quiet. Even though it showed up on 3 screens at the same time, because there are 3 different computers open,
Mhm.
and the sound is off on 2 of them. Yes, I multitask, but oh dear.
Oh.
John, what do you know about British military rank systems and like who does what and sergeants, staff sergeants, sergeant majors, and that sort of thing?
Pretty much the same thing as the U.S. military, just their insignias are different.
Okay, I may need to pick your brain here sometime in the future in private for a story I'm working on.
Of course, all that stuff's on the internet. Too. Just look up British military, British Army rank, British Navy rank, British Air Force rank.
Yeah, but it'd be more fun hearing it from you.
What's so grinny, Skunk?
What?
You're smiling.
but the internet has pictures.
Because what John just said, me and John said it at the same time. But if you really want to know that stuff, Dan, it's on the internet.
I've looked it up on the internet.
Google is your friend.
And
I've looked it up on the internet. I just wanted to hear it from somebody that I trust more than Wikipedia.
well, Dan, don't you know if it's on the internet, it has to be true?
No,
Now, the
because
one problem.
the internet says that I am rich and famous, and I know that ain't true. Poor and infamous, maybe, but
the really bad thing is that as we all know, thanks to Avenue Q, the internet was made for porn.
Hey,
Well,
Michaela
yeah.
Jade, and speaking of,
Michaela shows up.
yeah,
Please.
and Skunk, you make that comment as she makes this comment. Okay.
Filming it.
notice how
she
carefully we're not amplifying on any thoughts that we may have about that comment.
Yeah.
I literally just said, "Is she filming it?"
Yeah.
What's this wee shit, Dan? You got a frog in your pocket?
No, but I got a cat in the room.
Because because I think Michaela's husband's pretty damn good looking. I want to see more.
To each
Damn.
their own, or the next physical equivalent, anyway.
Yeah. And I think Skunk hit the
He must have hit his keyboard button or mouse by accident.
or he just reached over and unplugged his computer.
We'll find out here in about 5 minutes.
Or he changed to the Michaela channel and turned us off.
There he is.
There he is.
Yeah, my foot caught my mouse cable when I was moving my leg and pulled my mouse up. My mouse suddenly shot to the upper right-hand corner of my monitor, right? And then the mouse button clicked.
At least it didn't hit that little red button.
A likely story.
Well, if it did though, if it did click the end broadcast button, it's like, are you sure?
I know.
It doesn't end it right away.
Yeah. And
if I throw my mouse down a flight of stairs, that might work.
And there's your answer, Skunk. Just
I
not
got
filming
it.
tonight.
I read it.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, Carlene's yes, and it's fun.
That was a Freudian click right there.
I noticed that Michaela says she's getting ready to jump into bed with the husband.
Yeah.
Don't say her husband, just specifically here. Oh my
Ooh, you're causing trouble now, John. I do want to point out that I did say
polyamory does exist.
I was very glad that I was able to come up with an off the cuff joke that British comedians couldn't even come up with this joke. I was watching the Big Fat Quiz of Everything, which was filmed this month. Like, it was literally released this month. Big Fat Quiz of Everything 2021. And they had this thing where they had to write on the back of a cardboard cutout facade of this dress that some performer was wearing during a musical act, because she wrote something on the back of her dress. So the cardboard cutout was done in the style of the dress. You had to draw what was on the back of it. And she drew something on the back, right? And one of the comedians said, "Is it still considered a dress if your vag is hanging out?" And me and Joe Blair, Street Bunny, were laughing. And I said, "Yeah, it's called a slip." Oh, come on. That's funny.
Oh, no, I was just taking it to the next logical conclusion. Sorry, I was...
The thing about it was I backed it because we were laughing so hard. We never heard their response. Jimmy Carr or none of the other comedians that were on there, celebrity comedians that were on there, we never heard the response. I had to back the footage up, and I was like, nobody said that. That's funny. Oh, come on. And then none of y'all laughed. Now I'm beginning to think I'm not that funny.
I didn't get to hear all of the joke because my internet took a dump mid
No, like
Crazy.
setup.
No, she's in Nashville. Her internet's flaky.
No, what the comedian on Big Fat Quiz of Everything said was, "Is it still considered a dress if your vag is hanging out?" And I said, "Yes, that's called a slip."
A slip is technically an undergarment.
No, and it's also something that happens unexpectedly.
That's the joke.
Like a wardrobe malfunction.
Yes.
The wardrobe malfunction wasn't intentional.
Oh, that one was, but there have been others that were accidental.
I'm just saying that females wear a slip underneath their dresses.
Hmm?
So it's technically an undergarment, not a dress. Sorry, I'm going to shut up now.
Well, I did Google it. I did Google it because I was rather curious, right? And technically, a slip is a type of dress. And yes, you can wear, in the way it was originally designed, was to be worn as an undergarment below a dress. However, you can just wear it separately if you skanky like that. I shouldn't have said it that way.
No, because it can be. They do make a lot of them now to where it can be either way.
It can be a nightgown. It can be a fancy dress club gown and still be exactly the same garment.
I just want to say that several of these photos that are on Google that I'm looking at are from pureromance.com. So take that for what you will.
Oh, is that bodice ripper covers or what? I'm pretty sure that if this particular picture, well, no, I guess it is sheer. Whatever. Like this woman in this picture is not wearing a bra. That's all I'm saying. Well, if you can tell from the picture,
yeah. I mean, I can not only can I see the shape, I can see the contour as well. I can see everything. The only thing I can't really see because she's sheer is her nipples. They could have been photoshopped out. I don't know.
Most likely are.
Yep, because that's the one part you're not allowed to show.
For some stupid reason.
Which, for some strange reason, Facebook
no
videos
because
has
if
been
men
trying
have
to
nipples,
show
I
me
mean-
porn clips here in the last month or two. I'm going, now wait a minute, this is Facebook. You're not going to see anything. Why are you putting this on? And out of curiosity, I clicked on one or two, and it's those lead-up scenes before any of the action happens, and I'm going, do people seriously give you money for this? I mean, posting these seduction scenes that end before any of the actual payoff, or is this? Oh wait, they think I'm 12.
I was about to say, kids don't know any better.
Yeah, they think I'm 12. Must have been looking at my search history about some of the military and spy stuff that I've been looking up to write this damn last book. Oh, and that's a cute little kitty.
I'm gonna tell you, if this one meows, I'm out of here.
Why? She been using your internet connection to learn a foreign language?
I got pee. Whatever. I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Rosetta Stone for dogs. Yeah.
Yes. Not physically, but I have to undergo the same physical.
I was going to say, Dan's internet's having a huge hiccup if he saw a cat.
Yeah.
No, I just like poking fun at Joe because he's one of the
That
few
works.
he's one of the few people I know that will look at me and go, "Okay, I'll get you for that."
And I do.
Frequently.
Oh, that's scary.
I know
Okay.
it's the one layout I don't like.
Yeah. Here, let me flip it to there. Is that better?
Yes.
Thankfully, I picked my nose before we started, or that wouldn't have looked very good. Oh. So, what, John?
Nothing. Just desperately trying to stay awake.
I know that feeling. You know, I know we've got scheduled an after show, but if you guys said you didn't want to do it, I would not complain.
Let whoever wants to do the after show stay in the back room and don't record it.
Yeah.
Because I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
I started this new diet and I've not had carbs in a week now. And I'm hitting that point where my muscles are sore like I've been working out.
Yeah.
And I haven't been working out because it's switching my fuel source.
Hey, knitting will work some muscles you didn't know you had. Okay.
You saw me over here stretching my hands, didn't you?
Yeah.
They get tight and it's just like.
What?
I started playing Diablo 2 a while back just for fun. And I'd forgot you got to keep one finger on the Alt button because that's how you check what treasure's laying around when you're running, where all the objects are that are laying around. So I'm sitting here, my arm up here, hitting the Alt button. All of a sudden, I've got these pains.
You're gonna
trying to hold my arm up, hit the Alt button, and
in a bit. Oh.
Next week, I actually start to feel pain. Next week, I start incorporating in actual exercise. This week was a week where I go through the switch from all the trash that I have been eating to eating no trash, cutting down my portion sizes and cutting down my calories. And then next week, I start incorporating light exercise.
I went through that and damn near starved to death.
After you get over the hump, it's supposed to curb your hunger. I did this diet back before the last HaloCon that I went to.
Yeah.
Because the last HaloCon that I went to, I'd gone a couple of months without any sugar. And when you go on the road, what do you eat?
It's all that's out there.
Fast food. That Friday night, I had nothing to drink and I could not go to sleep because I felt like I had a hangover from all the carbs.
Now, I try to avoid the fast food, but Taco Bell's brought back the nacho fries and the McRibs back.
those bastards.
I will not go back to Taco Bell until they bring their potatoes back.
You know why they quit the potatoes? You know why they cut out the potatoes?
Why?
They cut out breakfast.
No, they didn't.
Yeah. Down here they
still
have.
serve breakfast. Mom's does.
Okay, well, the one here on Hickson Pike doesn't.
Mom has to be at work at the butt crack of dawn.
Okay.
I still see a lot of Taco Bell serving breakfast.
The one outside my house serves breakfast, and it's horrible. I have to go 2 miles.
That was
to go
naughty.
to a Taco Bell that's worth something, as compared to the one that's 1,500 feet in front of my house, because they serve you freaking. You know the Crunch Wraps have that hash brown log, that big hash brown patty in there.
Yeah.
This one comes out, and you take a bite out of your Crunch Wrap, and all you get is a mouthful of grease.
No.
Exactly. They've messed my orders up. I don't know how many times. I'm just like, I'll go to the other one.
Now, I love free taco day with Taco Bell because we'll load Greg up in the car and we'll drive to your mom's Taco Bell
Excuse me.
and get you know get 3 tacos. Then we'll go to 153 and get 3 tacos, and then we'll come up here to Hicks and Pike and get 3 tacos, and then
So
come home.
Joe Dog gets 7 tacos and everybody else gets 2.
No, everybody gets 3, and then Donna will bring me one of hers after she's eat.
What's free taco day? I've never heard of this.
Free taco day? Oh. Well, when pandemic first started, it was every Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah. But after the Super Bowl, they'll have one. They have one after the World Series. Whenever there's a big sporting event, there's a free taco.
I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this because I've never heard of this before.
Oh, trust me, I'll let you know when free taco day comes up there.
And buddy, living with mom, it
Yeah.
was so awesome when she got her job there.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, you guys are just gonna throw that out? I'll take it home. She'd come home with bags of rice or eggs or
Yeah.
Back when I was living up
refried
in Hicks-
beans.
back when I was living up near where Joe is, they had a Central Park right in the parking lot of the Highland Plaza there at Ashland Terrace and Hickson Pike,
Oh, yeah.
which was, in my opinion, the best Central Park in the city. Okay, and I would go there, and we would get the munchies late. It's like,
I know what you're talking about.
is Central Park still open? And they go, yeah, you got about 20 minutes to get down there. So we jump in the car, go down, and we'd order everybody's stuff, burgers and fries and Cokes. That's pretty much all I had, of course. But they'd be like, hey, you want some extra French fries? I said, sure. He would pull out 2 of the big bags that they put the orders in, put one inside the other, and just shovel in all the French fries so that he didn't have to throw them in a trash can. And we'd bring home a gallon of French fries.
Those things are really heavy.
Yes, they are.
And good.
Oh,
And actually, Taco Bell, the nacho fries sort of remind me of the original Steak and Shake or
Central Park.
fries. Yeah.
Now I'm curious. I've never had nacho fries.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't eat them because they're not on my approved diet.
Isn't there a Central Park? Isn't there still one Central Park around here somewhere in Chattanooga?
It's across
Oh,
straight
right
from
next
Steak
to
and Shake.
AutoZone. Right next, across from Steak and Shake, right next to AutoZone, Hicks and Pike, just up past Northgate.
Yep.
When
But they pray over your food before you get it.
yeah, they pray you live long enough to come back and order some more. When Lindsay and I went out to New Mexico to visit her youngest daughter, we stopped in Socorro, New Mexico, where she used to live, and went to one of the restaurants that she just absolutely loved. There was something there called chili cheese fries, and it was green chili peppers sliced up on fries, smothered in the same sort of cheese that queso cheese.
Queso, white queso.
Yes, and it was absolutely awesome. And I was on fire from one end of my digestive system to the other for about 3 days, but I loved it.
Oh yeah,
I mean, these are roasted chili peppers, and that particular part of New Mexico, just that is an art form with them, roasting chili peppers. You can walk into a place and just buy like what you would think of as a McDonald's fry packet that is nothing but roasted chili peppers.
sorry, Carly. Sorry.
Right.
We're talking about food, and Carleen she got mad at us for
talking about food the other night.
yeah.
You did? Oh.
Yeah,
I thought you were.
but Nick was asking about the pork chop recipe, so I gave him one. Duh. And Lewis has got that fantastic grill that he wants to show off and brag about, and he's got every right to, because it is a fantastic grill.
Yes. I love it.
You know, ever since we started talking about those,
Yeah.
they keep coming up on my news feed. On
Your advertisements.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I didn't look one up. So
Do you have an Alexa?
I was about to say, is Alexa in the room with you?
no, she's way downstairs with the dogs. So she's going to order me a snoring bulldog or something.
No, the dog.
Blackstone Grill.
The
Blackstone
dogs are going to
Grill.
order you a grill. That's what it is. Hey, give us one of these pork chops here. Either that or Joe's Alexa is ordering stuff for you.
Well, at one time I had mine. It sat in my cart for a long time. I ordered to give a damn.
Oh, great
Alexa,
pictures of food.
put a give a damn in my cart.
What are you looking for?
I need to give a damn.
I bet it's out of stock.
Well, it didn't even. It gave up. But yeah, for a long time it says I'd ask Alexa, what's in my cart? And it would be, you have one item in your cart. Give a damn.
Set a give?
I have 2 items in my cart right now.
What?
SD cards for the Switch.
So now, can you hook a camera up to the telescope?
Yes, she can.
Yes.
Yes. Did yours come with the adapter, or do you have to order
I
one?
cannot attach a camera right now to the viewing scope, but I can use my telescope as a tripod to take pictures of
With
the
the
sky. I'd have to buy it $75 to buy the attachments to where I can hook my camera up. Well, and I got to buy weight, but it hooks the camera up to the viewing port, and I can take pictures of what is coming through the reflector.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, makes perfect
Now-
sense.
Now, what you need is where you can adapt a webcam into it, or be able to plug your camera into it.
Yeah, there's
Now,
a lot of them that have the
Repeat that. My internet
camera
just
phone
took a dump.
adapters.
I saw that. What'd be neat is if you could hook a webcam or hook your camera up to the web.
Your phone camera.
I can buy an adapter and hook
Yeah.
my camera up, but I'm sorry. Photographer Heather does not want to waste the DSLR camera that she has. And I plan on buying a better one, which will actually stream once I start making that nursing money.
Ah,
Yeah.
Because
But what-
right now, the camera that I have to buy a $150 adapter to make my DSLR a streamable camera.
ah.
I think what Joe is talking about is, can you hook a webcam to the telescope? That is an entirely different adapter, I'm sure, or it might be the same adapter, just with a little bit of duct tape. But
Not a webcam.
Mhm.
You can hook your phone, you can hook a DSLR, or up top. Well, I mean, you can take one of your cool pics or your little quick flicks or whatever. You can
Yeah.
put those on the tripod as well.
like a
But you
GoPro. or
can't hook
something.
them into the viewport.
Does it have the auto tracker with it?
I bought a non-motorized equatorial mount telescope.
Okay. So you'll have to keep dialing it in.
I have to turn but I can buy a motor for it.
Okay.
Most of those things are modular now, so you can add to them as you can afford to buy the stuff. So.
Yep.
Yeah. All you need is an old Volkswagen and keep it in low gear.
I almost bought one of the little backpack models that they had a while back. They used to have them at Walmart for like $300. Came in a backpack, and the whole thing would tear down and go into this little backpack. I was going to take it to Iraq with me. But.
You can go to Hobby Lobby and buy a Celestron 70 EQ. Or no. It's a Power Seeker, and it's the 70 model. And they're only $49. But it comes with a regular tripod. So you have to, it's just a point and view. The one that I have is, okay, so I have to set the latitude on it. And then I have to go and I have to polar align it, which I've not been able to do because it's cloudy. And then once it's polar aligned, I can only move it on the acclination and the declination axes. It has to stay in it has to stay at that one. Yeah. Because otherwise it won't follow the equatorial shift, the rotation when I start turning knobs. Because that's why I bought this, is so that I don't have to go and be like, oh, it moved. Now I've got to go through the trouble of trying to find it again. I can just turn the knobs and it'll go on its own.
I've always wanted one with a motor that I could hook up to a webcam and just go out, set it up outside, come back in, and tell the computer, I want to look at this. And it goes, whoop, zoom. Track. That would be stunning.
I could put an old camera, a fancy iPod. I can hook that up to it, or I could hook up a DSLR into the viewfinder and stream that way. Or I can set it up on, it's got a bracket on top of the telescope itself that I can screw a camera onto, and it'll just look at the night sky wherever the telescope is pointing.
Yeah, but you don't get to see the magnified view that the telescope's got.
If I put the thing on it and set it up to stream, I can.
Yeah, but if you bolt the camera on top, it's just the camera.
But it's got a thing to where you can attach a camera to the viewfinder. Exactly.
That would be the option that I would be interested in. But well, not the viewfinder, the camera, the telescope itself.
That's what I'm saying. The little.
Yeah, the eyepiece.
Yeah, that's
not the spotter scope, but
no,
the actual telescope.
Yeah, I can do. It's the two parts that I need to do that cost $75, but I also have to buy another weight to go on my mount, because once I buy that, it's going to shift the weight.
Mm-hmm. And it's not going to go with the equatorial mount that well unless you have the counterweight. It's going to go wonky on you. Not Willy Wonka, but wonky. Oh, well, John's awake now.
Okay. You were talking about that, and I got to thinking to check a time on something. Looks like Armchair Rocket Science will be live May 18th or February 18th at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time.
Great. We're supposed to do another test tomorrow.
Yeah, there's a possible test tomorrow, but the weather's not looking good down there. You know, it's snowing in Texas.
I was about to say they don't have any road closures until Monday.
Yeah. No, on February 18th at around 1 p.m., I have a feeling we'll be going live, and we'll be covering interplanetary topics.
When is Elon Musk's kid's birthday? Isn't that coming up right about now?
No, kid was born back in the summer
Okay,
with the name you can't pronounce.
exactly.
They changed it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, less than a month after the birth.
Oh, okay.
Because of all the flack he was getting and how it was ridiculous.
So the kid's now named Edsel.
Give me a second. I'm going to look that up. What is Elon Musk's daughter's name?
I thought he was a little boy.
Hey, they're going to let them make up their own mind. And that was not meant to be a joke.
Well, Dan, it came out earlier this week. Elon is now the richest man on the planet.
Yeah, that's because I don't report my income.
Well, the funny thing about it is somebody questioned him, how do you feel about this and all that? He says, it's real interesting or whatever, but I need to get back to work to get to Mars. He, it was no big deal to him. He says,
yeah.
I'm going to spend half my money on this rocket project. So, why care?
I keep trying to convince the people that are doing my 401k they need to invest in Tesla and SpaceX rather than wasting my money on
You're right. It is a baby boy.
I thought it was.
And doesn't he have some other kids?
5 from a previous marriage.
Yeah.
The man does like to stay busy, doesn't he?
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, Dan, back in August, I bought $23 worth of Tesla stock. It's worth $48 now.
That's
Okay, so when he changed the baby's name, he just changed the 12 Roman numerals. That was it.
You got some explaining to do, Lucy. What was the original name and what was it changed to? Those are the questions in the public mind.
What is the name of that letter that looks like an A and E together, Dan?
Ash.
Yeah.
In what language?
Yeah. Ash 12.
I'm sorry,
No,
it's all
Ashley 12.
It's all Greek to me.
Yeah.
X Asha 12.
And the 12 is for the Y12. Who knows? Rich people with money.
Y12 was the predecessor to the SR-71, wasn't it?
Yeah. Good grief. It actually slipped up on us. Guess what, people?
It's about that time.
I was about to click it, but you guys were still talking about rockets and stuff.
Well, jump in.
What am I supposed to do? Interrupt everybody and be
We're not talking about rockets. We're talking about names.
Yeah. Click it. Click it.
I kind of zoned out when you guys started talking about Tesla. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Oh, but yeah, I'm proud of my little thing. And if anybody wants one free share of a random stock, let me know. I will send you a link and you could sign up and get one free random share of stock.
Wait a minute. Random as in what? You don't know what company it's in?
You don't know what company it'll be. My random was Marathon Oil.
I think I'll just email the guys that do my 401k and say, look, I want Tesla and SpaceX when it becomes available.
Tesla's available. SpaceX. It'll
Starlink.
probably be Starlink.
Boring company.
Starlink.
Yeah.
Boring company.
Neuralink.
Yeah. Oh, Dan, I haven't asked you. Do you like the grandfather clock behind me now?
Is it going to turn green?
No.
No, but it reflects things.
Is it going to start telling me a bedtime story like it did on Captain Kangaroo?
Which is what he has pulled up right now. So it's reflecting that exact same thing that Skunk made the picture of.
Yeah. That's always on there. Oh, I may change it to the. That's actually just a drawing animation.
What was the little animated thing that they were doing on Captain Kangaroo? Was it Tommy Tomorrow or no? That's something totally different.
Picture pages.
No,
Tom
picture
Terrific.
pages. I thought it was Clutch Cargo.
There was Clutch Cargo.
No. It was a line drawing that did different things. Oh God.
Jot.
No, this was part of Captain Kangaroo. It was only ever part of Captain Kangaroo. It was not a separate.
Was that the computer? Was that the computer mouth thing?
That was Clutch Cargo.
No. Not. It was a computer screen basically with two eyes and a mouth.
No.
And the mouth was a big long line.
This was a line drawing cartoon character that could do anything, and he wore a funnel for a hat.
I don't remember.
Oh, come on. How can you not remember Captain Kangaroo?
I remember Captain Kangaroo. I just don't remember the line drawing and the funnel for that.
I think it was Tom Terrific.
And it is time to say goodnight, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Hey, did we agree? Or are we doing an after show?
Yeah, we'll start an after show. It just may be a little short one.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I'm about to agree with Heather. Let's wrap this one up tonight. So, as we say goodnight, everybody.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Enjoy your chocolate milk.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand, and touched the face of God.